All right, friends, how are you today? Aaron here, bringing you some honest astrology for Wednesday, the 19th of June, 2019. Cruising through this month, almost the solstice. The moon is moving into Aquarius later today, but it's making its monthly annual meetup with Saturn, the South Node, and to Pluto. All right, so our moon is what we need. What is this telling us? We need structure, we need discipline, we need law, we need order, we need to let go of that which no longer serves us, and we need to transform these concepts. So we're going from playing a video game is a chore. Doing chores is a chore. It's the same thing when you have to play a video game and you're doing a task in this game. It's a task. And that game is the same thing as this real life game. It's just a task. And you're either leveling up your character or you're leveling up yourself in real life. Now, not everybody's a gamer, so that analogy doesn't really work for everyone. So another way that we can look at this is to focus. All right? This energy wants us to focus. And that's something that we have a hard time with. We have a hard time completing tasks. I say it start, with something very simple, something that you do every single day. You go to bed every single day, so you complete the act of being awake. You brush and floss your teeth, you do the night stuff, you get ready, you lay down, you go to sleep. And then when you wake up in the morning, you finish the act of sleeping, you make your bed, and you get along with your day. This is a great practice because that's something you have to do every single day. So then by just allowing a little bit of discipline before and after, making your bed in the morning is seriously one of those things anyone that I've ever talked to that doesn't and then starts to, it's like a complete game changer in their whole life. And then it's just this one, it's that's the one domino, and then it allows the other ones to fall. Now, another thing about focus, let's look at it in this perspective. Are you focused right now, right? Are we engaged in this conversation? Are we distracted by, some social media? Are we distracted by what's going on next? If we had, because I'll be honest, this falls for me too. I remember being in the hospital with my grandpa on his deathbed, right? And that conversation, let me tell you, I was not distracted by it. I was not distracted during it. You know what I mean? It didn't matter what was happening on social media. It doesn't matter what my friends were doing. It didn't even matter what, the people outside of the room were doing, saying, thinking. When that last conversation between my grandfather and I existed, you know what I mean? The blinders were on. There was nothing else mattered but those words, that moment. And it's can we become aware of that and then hone in on, and harness that same kind of focus and hone in on that to guide our attention span to what is in front of us and staying on task. And it's just the task in front of us is us. Since this full moon, we've been talking about this creation station, manifestation, creation station, too many shuns. But that's what it is. We're making this new version of ourselves, and we have to take all of this past, all of this knowledge, and build it to where we're going. And we also have to, look at the future as this blank canvas, as we don't know the possibilities of every outcome yet. We don't know, the cap of what love is, of what love feels like. We don't know the cap of, the career. Everything is changing. Everything is changing right now. Careers are changing. The home stuff is changing. These are really, really, really big. So it's just we have to bring our full selves to the game, our full selves to the party. So we have to focus when we're doing that. And that same kind of attention, it's just if our loved one is moments left and this is the last conversation, we don't know when the last conversation with ourselves is going to be. So aside from that, but that's that's a hard analogy, but it's a really good analogy because that's the one that's going to be that's going to make you think. You're yeah, I'm not going to be distracted when I'm talking to my family member that's on their last breaths. Now, let me show you the chart. There's a couple other things going on today, right? So of course we have this exact Saturn and Neptune sextile. Now what we have here is this T-square, Venus is squaring Neptune. It's the opposing Jupiter. Jupiter is squaring Neptune, right? This is understanding our limits, and this is our wants and desires, everything that we want, love, and desire in our life. And being down here in Gemini, okay, this is all the contrast, all the information, all the good, all the bad. It's everything, okay? So what this is saying is don't get hung up on the everything. Climb it up here. And take the high road, take the higher knowledge, take the higher education. You know, that's something we've been talking about. It's a repeating pattern that's going to be going on this year, because everything is saying go up, take it up a notch, raise the bar, raise your own personal bar. You know, of where you once said, okay, I'm done, I don't care anymore. When you reach this limit now, it's like, okay, I'm going to take a new approach to this, a new way. I'm going to transform that old way of thinking, this old way of doing, and take a different approach, a new way to doing it. You know, that authentic way of doing things. Living in our authenticity. You know, that's what this is all about. This year is expansion and authenticity and really letting go of these old thoughts. I have to be honest with you. So this video is coming out at, what time is it right now? It is 10:40 on Tuesday night. All day long I've been down at Detroit startup. Okay, I was working down there today filming. And the conversations that these folks are having, and a lot of them are like, you know, you and I don't know. So there's hopefully some of you are, you know, in a different position, but average people. You know, we're just, you know, your average people. I don't mean that in a negative way. You know, like peasant. Peasant doesn't mean like you're beneath. You know, it just means you're not royalty. You know, I'm a peasant. I'm not. I don't know. Am I? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So. Average, these are just people. The average, above average, they're just people is the point here. These just people that had an idea, okay? That idea clicked and they ran with it. And every single person, every single one of these people that I interviewed today all said the same thing. And I can't, you know, I have to be discreet, obviously, of who we're talking about company-wise. But they all said the same message. Don't give up on yourself. I swear to God, every single one of them was like, I just had this idea and I went for it. And then I met the right people, and then boom, 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 and it went. But I didn't give up on myself. And where I once thought I was going to stray, I stayed focused and went for it. Okay? Literally, every single person that is started up this, you know, this company, this business that's growing and becoming this huge, obviously notable. We're filming it. And don't give up on yourself. Believe in yourself was the message of every single person. You know, and that's the only reason why I'm bringing my job up today, is because that is literally the message I've been preaching every day on this. Is like, believe in yourself, don't give up. You know, you are enough. You are so awesome, and you have enough, you know, like attention. You have the discipline. And so many of us like, oh, I'll read 3 pages or you know, 3 sentences, and on my brain, I just can't. And it's just like we spend more time saying I can't than saying I can and retraining and rewiring our brain. So the moon is saying, look, this is what we need today. We need this. So have a really awesome, you know, great release, some new discipline coming in. And with that Venus, again, that's going to be with the next 10 days. So it starts here, started, I believe, yesterday on the 18th, and it lasts till the 29th. The 30th, so pretty much to the end of the month, we have this Venus saying, this is all the things that I want and desire, but then it's being challenged, okay? Like, no, you don't really, not everybody wants a Lamborghini or a Corvette or that big truck, or not everybody wants the, you know, the $5 million home. Like, some people just need an apartment that suits their needs, you know? So it's just like focusing in on exactly what we want and taking the high road, that higher perspective, or the higher perspective of what we really, really need for our own expansion. You know, do we need that vehicle? And is that expansion, you know, again, we're talking about authenticity. So the expansion sometimes of these like material things is the expansion of ego. It's the expansion of our, you know, wanting to fit in. And it's like, that's not real though. You know, we got to follow the North Node. We got to be real about this stuff. So what do you really, really want? What do you really, really need? You know, follow that path. And things are going to open up. I'll end it like this. One of the people that I interviewed today, he says, look, he says, in Detroit, he He says, if you have an idea, you have a business plan and you want to run with it, all you need to do is go down to Detroit and wave a white flag and stay persistent. He said, someone will come up to you and say, what are you doing? And say, I got this idea. I'm going to start this thing. And, you know, sure, that's like a bold, like wild thing, but he's just like, look, there's so many people in this area. And that's not just Detroit. That's everywhere. There's so many people everywhere. We have to stop thinking in this limited mind. There's so many people. There's millionaires that want your startup company. There's people that want to invest because that's their job. They're a philanthropist and they want to, that's their whole business, is starting up other people's businesses. So it's just like sometimes you don't know this person exists until you come forward, So it's just like following those urges. Like, I don't know, this could work. This is what I really want and desire. And then boom, 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 that high road, that high path, that higher thinking leads you to this. So whether you're starting a new business, whether you're moving, whether you're starting a new career, relationship, whatever is going on, again, we're amongst great change and changing our perspective. That's what Uranus is doing down here in Taurus, is changing our perspective of those things that we want, need, and desire. What a great day. Okay, I think I am winded. Have a really beautiful day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.